Hey YouTube, Gemini Jets 46 here, coming to you guys with another video. And today we have a Denver International Airport update. This one is jam-packed with models. Pretty much every gate is filled up except for the C terminal. And a couple new models, one or two maybe. And then this airport update, I'm going to try something different. Instead of going like off of just like one route, I'm going to try going off multiple. So basically I have like a whole list of Wikipedia flights, you know, of all of Delta, United, American, Southwest, so on and so forth, which I'll be trying to do. So picking different routes basically. A couple news, July we have a trip report coming, 2 trip reports. It's from Denver to Grand Junction. I think one's an ERJ 145, the other's a CRJ 200. I'm pretty excited about that. Well, not pretty, I'm really excited about it. But also I'm going to be working on Kahului this summer, working on painting it, and also adding another airport to my collection, which you can vote on Instagram if you don't follow my Instagram already. It's just Gemini Jets 46. So without further ado, let's start off with this Allegiant A319, which is just getting ready to depart out to Knoxville and arrived in from Cincinnati. Next, we have a American ERJ-145, which is just getting ready to pull off the runway, or onto the runway, after the Allegiant to head out to Los Angeles. Then a Delta MD-90 doing nonstop service out to Atlanta. Next in line, we have the Volaris A321 doing nonstop service out to Guadalajara. Then behind that is an Aeromexico Connect ERJ-145, E170 I meant, doing nonstop service out to Monterrey. Last in line, we have a Delta 737-800 doing nonstop service out to New York LaGuardia. Then a Southwest 737-800 doing nonstop service out to San Jose, California. Next we have a Alaska Q400-8, which is just doing a charter from Portland. In the hangar we have a United 787-9, which is just getting ready to get pushed back out of the hangar and get service out to Tokyo Narita. Over here in focus now is an Air Canada CRJ-900 doing service out to Vancouver. Then we have a Icelandair 757, not A350. Whoops, didn't mean to do that last airport update. Anyway, it'll be heading out to Reykjavik, Keflavik. And then in the very back is an Air Canada ERJ-190 doing nonstop service out to, Montreal Truda. Taxiing over to the other taxiway that leads to the runway is an Aeromexico 737-800, which will be heading out to Mexico City. Then an American 737-800 doing service out to Miami. At gate A46, we have an American 737-800 in the Air Cal Retro livery doing service out to Dallas-Fort Worth. Then pushing back out of the gate is an American A319 doing nonstop service out to Philadelphia. Then we have a Frontier A320neo in the horse livery doing service out to Jacksonville. Over here we have the 2 Frontier A321s. The furthest one in the Owl or the Bobcat livery, this is the closest to us, will be doing nonstop service out to Nashville, and then the Owl livery will be doing service out to San Francisco, California. Over here we have, and the furthest back is Colorado the Ram Frontier A320neo doing nonstop service out to Orange County. Then a Frontier A320neo next to it will be doing service out to Omaha. Then closest to us is the Frontier A320 and Griswold the Bear livery doing service out to San Antonio. This Frontier A320neo will be doing service out to Seattle, Tacoma. And then, let's get a better view in that Delta. There we go. A Delta 737-800 doing service out to New York, JFK. Starting off with this Delta connection, CRJ 700 and 828. I found out that Delta connection only does service from Denver to Salt Lake City. That's the only connection route they do from Denver. So it'll be heading out to Salt Lake City. Then this Delta 717 is mainline, and they usually operate it to Seattle. So, yeah. Right here we have a Delta 757. Yeah, there we go. Which will be heading out, or this is a 300. They usually operate the 200, but sometimes they bring in the 300 to do service out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then the Delta A220, the only time I've seen it at Denver, it was doing service to Atlanta. A beautiful shot right here, closest to us, is a Delta A321 doing service out to Detroit. Then an Elderwees A330, just getting ready to push back in around 40 minutes, boarding first-class passengers out to Switzerland. Right here we have a Norwegian 787-9, which is just getting ready to do service out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Right there we have an American A321 doing service out to Charlotte. Right here we have a beautiful Cayman Air 737- MAX 8, which is generally supposed to be grounded, but they operate their 300 here, which I don't have, and I figured it'd be better to include a new airline than it would be to not. So this will be heading out to Grand Cayman. We have two more aircrafts that are just getting ready to depart on runway 34 left. Closest to us is the Southwest 737-700. Well, I mean, it's a 300 operating for a 700. And it will be doing service out to Tampa. Then the Icelandair 757-200 will be doing service out to Reykjavik. Beautiful shot right here. We have three UPSs. The first one, UPS 767, will be doing nonstop service out to Reno, Tahoe. Then we have a 757 UPS doing nonstop service out to Seattle Boeing Field, just getting its maintenance done. Then we have a MD-11F, which will be heading out to Burbank. Then we have that FedEx 767, which will be doing nonstop service out to Oakland, California. Then we have the Jumbo UPS 747-8 doing nonstop service out to Salt Lake City. That's a big airplane for that route, but I mean, they're just carrying, cargo over there, so yeah. Now this plane's gonna take some explaining. So this Delta 767, which is a pretty rare occurrence. The only time we can get this 767 here is when either the 757 isn't operating here. So basically the 757 and 767 would not be here at the same time. They both operate the Atlanta route, and they wouldn't all be going there at the same time because that's a lot of passengers. So this 767 is actually departing out to Atlanta, and that 757 just arrived in from Atlanta. Starting off the back part of Concourse A, we have an American A319 doing nonstop service out to Los Angeles. That and the ERJ-175 operate, depending on how many passengers, different routes to Los Angeles. Then we have an American A321 doing nonstop service out to, let me get it really quick, out to Los Angeles. Now for the thumbnail of this video, the Lufthansa 747-8 getting heavily serviced out to... Right here we have a British Airways 747-4 doing nonstop service out to London Heathrow Airport. And then, let me just move it. Right in the corner there, we have a United 737-MAX 8, which is just getting ready to head out to the Seattle Boeing Field to get stored away. Right there, we have a JetBlue A321, which will be doing nonstop service out to Boston, Massachusetts. As you can see, the gate is just getting ready to get pulled back. And then this Lufthansa A350 in the new livery, which looks actually good. I mean, like, really good, and I definitely would recommend it to you guys. We'll be doing nonstop service out to Frankfurt, Germany. Starting off Terminal B, which is where our new model is, which you'll see in a couple minutes here. We have a United CRJ-200, which will be heading out to... So there's a whole lot of routes for United Express, which will be heading out to Memphis. Then the ERJ-145, just for the fun of it, which actually is a real route, but it'll be heading out to Grand Junction. This will be the exact airplane and route I will be taking in July. So stay tuned for the trip report there and back. Now here's part of the little fictional part. We have a Q200, which is just doing a charter. I can't realistically operate it as a route anymore out of my airport. So I'll just be doing a charter in from Wichita, Kansas. Then this American CRJ-200, you're probably like, what the heck is wrong with you, Preston? This is not a United aircraft. Are you okay? I am okay. On flight radar, and I've seen in real life too, so United is, you know, they want to be the biggest airline in the world and buy a crap ton of CRJ-200s. So this is where they're going to get some of them from American. And they have decided not to paint them because, you know, the new livery, the old livery, they can't decide. So it's just currently operating in the American livery until it gets changed. Then in the very back is the CRJ-200 in the livery they decide to actually paint, which will be heading out to Lincoln. Oh, the American livery will be heading out to Moab. Over here we have a United Express ERJ-145 Custom doing nonstop service out to, let's get a seasonal route in, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then the ERJ-170 will be doing nonstop service out to Tulsa. This ERJ-175 is an actual special little deal because just today I believe that the first new livery ERJ-175 just got painted into the new livery, so that's exciting. Hopefully they'll have some retro liveries and maybe the younger or smaller aircrafts, maybe like a CRJ-200 staying in the gold livery for a retro or something. Because, you know, I'm going to miss the gold livery. But the blue, I really like. I'm not going to lie. I don't really give a crap what you guys say. Just kidding. Now for the new model, we finally got our hands on the Continental 737-800 in the retro livery. I'm going to be sending this one out to San Diego, as most of you probably know why. There's a trip report behind probably about 2-3 months that shows why I'm using this airplane to San Diego. So I actually flew this exact airplane, same livery, registration, everything, to Denver from San Diego. So I thought I'd actually put in the airport update and, you know, make it realistic. So this is a highly recommended model. But they're like $300 on eBay, so good luck. Right here we got our two heavies. We have a United 787-10 doing service out to Newark. Then the 777-200 doing service out to Honolulu. And on this side, in the very front, is the United ERJ-175 doing service out to Santa Rosa. Then in the very back is the other retro livery for United, but this is in the A320 livery. Friendship livery. They also painted a 747 in this livery, which is kind of cool. And it'll be doing service out to Grand Rapids. Before we continue on the rest of this video, I just want to remind you guys to hit that big red subscribe button next to my channel name, because there will be a giveaway in the future that you guys won't want to miss. No matter if you're on YouTube or Instagram, I'll explain the rules and how to get points. Basically, once I get to 1.5K, if I hit it by the end of this year, I'll do a giveaway. So make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. Continuing on with the airport update, we have a United 737-800, which will be doing service out to Tucson Airport. Then we have a 737-900 doing service out to Houston. Then over here we have the United 757-200. This is by NG Models. I definitely recommend it. Which will be heading out to Lihue. Yeah, I think they also do Kona on this route. Or Chicago. They do those too. Over here we have a United 737-700 doing nonstop service out to Cedar Rapids. Last but not least, on Terminal B, we have the United A320 in the normal livery doing nonstop service out to Houston Intercontinental. Starting off Terminal C, we have a Southwest 737-700, which will be doing nonstop service out to, hold on, let me get it here. Houston Intercontinental. Right here we have a JetBlue A320 in the high-rise livery just taking off of runway 34 left out to New York City. Then we have a Southwest 737-700 in the Triple Crown 1 livery, which will be doing nonstop service out to San Francisco. We have an Alaska A320, which is just arriving in from Seattle. Then this Alaska 737-900 in the More to Love livery, which will be departing out to Seattle, then out to San Diego. Next, we have a Southwest 737-800 in the Canyon Blue livery, which will be doing nonstop service out to Seattle, Tacoma. Then we have a 737-800 doing service out to Puerto Vallarta. Is that Vallarta? Yes. Then in the very corner, we have a MAX 8, which is not supposed to be in the update. Whoops. But anyway, it'll just be doing service out to the Seattle Boeing field for, storing. And then maybe it'll come back and get stored here along with my other MAXs. Next, we have a Spirit A320 in the Rainbow livery doing service. I have a couple routes for this one. It'll be departing out to Las Vegas and then with continual service out to Orlando. Then we have a Spirit A320 in the yellow Bear Fair livery, which will be heading out to Fort Lauderdale, then with continual service out to Houston Intercontinental. It's actually a really popular route for Denver for whatever reason, but I see it on pretty much every airline. Here we have a Southwest 737-300 operating for a 700 in the Arizona 1 livery, doing nonstop service out to Washington Dulles. Then in the very corner there, let's see if we can get a better angle. There we go. We have a Southwest 737-700 in the Nevada 1 livery out to Las Vegas. See what I did there? Earlier in the update, I forgot this little dude, but it's an oh my gosh. A Delta, not a 737, oh my lord. Okay, ERJ-170, which will be doing nonstop service out to, is this the connection? Yeah, so it'll also be going out to Salt Lake City. Then the CRJ-700 over there will be just arrived in from Salt Lake City. Got all of our stored MAXs over here. And then let's get a better angle of it. There we go. We have the Globemaster C-17. This normally doesn't come here, but it had to do service. It's going to be heading out to San Diego with continual service out to Pearl Harbor to deliver war materials. Once again, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. All the views I've been getting lately on the Denver International Airport and so much more other things. I'd just like to give a little bit more news. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you like the video, like it, and if you don't like it, double tap the dislike video. We'll be, as I said in the beginning, there'll be a Grand Junction trip out to, Grand Junction on United. Also, we'll be doing spotting coming soon. Hopefully, I'll get a video out 2 times a week. Or, once every 2 weeks. I could go more because I don't really live that far from the airport, but that's kind of a lot of spotting, and my main focus on this channel is creating awesome model airports, buying models, giveaways, all that good stuff. And if you are really liking it, make sure to hit that subscribe button one more time. And have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you guys in the next airport update, which will probably be Kahului on Wednesday. And I will most likely have lights. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.